What was the clue that made you think teaching is
What
for
was
you?
the clue?
Yeah, what was
Because
the
I was there, so I can feel it. So that's why I'm suggesting to the young generation, if you are able to do part-time jobs at anything, then do it. You will discover more about yourself. You will know more about your strength and your weaknesses. So at degree level, you have to play more on your strength and not your weaknesses. You don't go to university, thinking that I want to improve in, say, at maths because I sucks in at maths, right? So I want to do a degree in maths because I want to improve my at maths. No, you cannot do that at degree level. At degree level, you're supposed to do what you are good at, where your passion is. Then only you will excel, inshallah.
perhaps you have any stories about what you were thinking when you were 17 years old? What do you think about life back then at 17 years old?
About life,
Mm.
meaning.
Meaning, like, what was your view back then at 17 years old compared to right now?
I was the type of person who thinks life is, happy and dandy. Everything is, the kind of person who is saying everything is beautiful. The kind of person. Yeah, and I think I developed that as well. I developed that because due to my experience in boarding school as well. Because in when I was in boarding school, in my family, everybody goes to boarding school. There's eight of us, and I'm the fifth child. Okay, so it's like second nature. Okay, so if I don't go to boarding school, there's something wrong with me.
Mm.
That's what I thought. Okay,
Mm.
so I forced myself to stay in boarding school. But I was really homesick when I was in Form 1 and Form 2. I was really, really homesick. Okay, to the extent that I cry every day. Okay, at least during my first year, 1 year of crying. Okay,
Mm.
I'm the queen of crying there. Okay, la princess, the princess of crying there. Everybody knows about it. But I had to survive. I had to survive. I still want to stay in boarding school. I didn't want to go out because, like I said, it's like second nature in my family. Kan kalau I keluar malu lah kan I kan.
Mm.
That kind of thing. And I thought, like, my parents' expectation would be that I stay in boarding school. Okay, because well, like they are so proud of me and everybody in boarding school and things like that. So I stayed despite everything, and I had to find my way through. And I think what I managed to do was to teach myself to see at positive side of things, because it's a way of surviving. So I always try to find the silver lining in every cloud. Yeah. Okay. First, of course, it starts with myself. So I developed a way to bring up myself back up again whenever I'm down. I wrote poems actually during my boarding school days, but I would throw them away because it's like throwing my problems away. Mm-mm. When I wrote, heartfelt things and everything, so I just threw them away. So it helped me in that sense. It helped me in that sense. Of course, I had good friends as well, a few good friends that I can talk about. Yeah, and mostly I can talk to everybody. I suppose it's my personality as well. Mm-mm. But of course, there were chosen few that I would confide in. Okay, but different people, different kind of things that I can talk to them about. Gitu. After I finished my SPM 17, I think I was quite an expert in that. Yeah. Mm-mm. So I think that's how I survived. That's how I survived. So, and I'm able to do that until now. Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah.
Mm. Madam, I would like to ask, what
Yep.
about what are your advice on those who are afraid to express themselves? Like you mentioned before this, you wrote
Mm.
poems, you talked to people, and view things in a positive way of life. But what about people who are afraid to do that, or who find
Hmm.
nothing fun to look at?
I'm afraid things are more complicated. I know now that things may be quite complicated for some. Mm-mm. Okay, during my growing up uh, years. Okay, during my time, we don't talk about these things. Everybody had to deal with their problem their own way. Gitu. Okay, and I think some survived. They are also casualties. I'm afraid. It's just that nobody highlight those issues. Yeah, I will say that. Okay, because I can see traces of or evidence of people not being able to cope with whatever they had to go through at a time, and not getting help for whatever problems that they were having at a time. Yeah. So, what is my advice to those who cannot talk about things and confide in other people? I'm afraid I don't have any advice, Hannah.
Hmm.
It's something that y- you know that you have to develop yourself. It's a soft skill that you have to develop yourself. Of course, there'll be try and error. There'll be crash and burn situations.
Mm-hmm.
But those are the things that will help you to mature. I believe in that. There's in life. I suppose there's no hard and fast rule about how to go about doing things because everybody is unique, everybody is different. Mm-mm. I suppose I was lucky because I brought up I was I grew up in a school where the environment is, well, if you can say utopia.
Mm.
It's a perfect environment, so to speak. Okay, because I can say that kenapa tau, because in spite of me being the most hated person in school
Mm-hmm.
when I was 16 and 17, I think my batchmate did not hold any grudges onto me. Mm-mm. My friends, my girlfriends, okay, we can sit down and chat and talk to each other, despite everything that had happened. Mm. Um, yeah, of course, we don't do that at a younger age. We started doing that at the age of 30, 40, and I'm now 50 again.
Mm.
So at this age, older ages, everybody dah anak-anak dah besar, so we have more time to ourselves. So we are able to, you know, care for each other more, inshallah. Mm-mm.
Mm.
But the bonding is there because sekolah asrama dia lain tau, somehow dia lain. I'm not sure about sekolah harian, but sekolah asrama because we did everything together under one roof, eating the same nasi kawah, whatever lauk they gave to us kan.
Mm.
Telur pindang yang sebenarnya bukan telur pindang tu, we wallop everything. 5 years together. So it did a lot to us. It did a lot to us in terms of friendship and bonding. Mm-mm. But I think if you ask me what I wouldn't do at 17, I suppose if I knew what I was doing at that time, perhaps what I would do was to prioritize friendship more than upholding the law and order. I suppose, yeah, I would have done that had I know that it would come to this.
Mm.
But then again, like I said, nobody told us, kan? Nobody
Yeah.
guided us. So yeah, I did confide in my cousin actually because there are a few cousins that I'm close with, and she's just 1 year older than me. And the first thing that she said to me is, it's not your fault. Don't worry about it. It's not your fault. You were too young. You didn't know better. Yep. In fact, she went on to say it's the fault of older people who are supposed to guide us. But itulah, I say, at the end of the day, I don't blame anybody. I think everything happens for a reason.
Mm.
Mm, inshallah. Alhamdulillah. I think it is, yeah. If not for that, then I would not have be the person I am. If not for the, the awful things that I had done, um, the hatred. Can you imagine the whole school hated me? I suppose if I had not went through all that, then I would not have become what I am now. Wallah alam.
If you were able to go back in time and meet your 17-year-old self, what would you say to her? It's an if.
Per se, I would tell myself, what I did was not right, in the sense that, whatever it is, friendship should should come before, upholding what is, ni lah kan, kecuali kalau teruk sangat lah, like bully ke, dera sampai mati ke, that kind of thing lah kan. But the other things tu actually tak ada apa sangat lah sebenarnya. But itulah, I suppose I would have told myself that, if I can tell myself to loosen up a little bit, perhaps I can do that as well. But I doubt that will help.
Mm.
Because to be able to take things easier, I think that would take experience, and the kind of person you are. So your personality, what is, what is in you from the beginning, that would matters, and how you were brought up at home and things like that. It plays a very big role in how you react in life.
Mm. But recently, the younger generations have a lot of responsibilities at hand. Some of them have relationships, some of them have to study, others thought about, doing a business and things like that. Do you think it's something beneficial for 17 years olds to think
Yeah,
about things like that?
yeah, sure. I think life will go on, as it should, as it can. Today's teenagers definitely are different from, my days. The challenges are different because the environments are different. I believe that you just have to do what you have to do and what you can do. Yeah.
Did you ever think that you want to look back in those days and decide another route? Choose a different decision?
Not really. I don't think so, Hannah.
So whatever decision that you've made, you just keep going on with it. Just continue.
Yeah,
Mm.
I think so.
So when you were 17 years old, did you think that it's better that you would meet someone whom you could follow their steps, or you want to make your own footsteps, make your own road?
I think at 17, we do look up to certain people for inspiration, for guidance. Even though there's not much guidance, but at least, for inspiration. Mm, they aspire you to be better, to become who you are later. Yeah, yeah. I did have a few people that I look up to. Yeah, I did.
To those people who you've looked up to when you were 17 years old, do you look at them differently now that you're older?
Oh, of course, definitely. Now that I know life better, my perspective has also changed, and I know people better.
Do
Even
you
even my
ever
idols, but yeah,
regret looking up
no,
to those people?
no, not at all. Because I still think that whatever it is, experience will teach you things, a lot of things. But before you come to that stage, you have to endure. You have to suffer what you have to suffer. You have to endure what you have to endure. Because that's human nature. Human nature is, if they don't experience it, then they cannot appreciate it. They won't be able to appreciate it. That's what I found out about human nature. Okay, there is no such thing as you read about it from somewhere, and you fully understand how it's like to go through that situation. I don't believe anybody would have that amount of empathy automatically. No, that person would have to endure some kind of hardship, some kind of situation that would make that person as he or she is now. I believe in that. The experience may be different, and different people learn from experience differently. That is something that I also um, concluded. Yeah, because for example, I may go through that situation. My friend also went through the same situation, but we may come out from it differently. I believe in that. That's how humans are.
Any last words for the younger generation that you hope to provide them some insights?
At the end of the day, you have to fall back on something, and I think the only thing that is sure and certain and will not let you down is religion.
Mm.
I believe in that. So religion will provide you, um, you know, guidance. Apa lagi? Mententeramkan hati you. Okay, give you answers to a lot of things that you don't understand. That you need answers to. I believe in that.
Mm.
Mm.